Welcome back, friends. Let's look into some more complicated problems of algebra. So if you're given a question like 2x squared plus 5x plus 6, and then you have to multiply this equation with 5. So how to solve this kind of a question? So in this case we will use the distributive property of the algebra, in which if the equation is like this, a b in the parentheses it is b plus c, and then a will multiply itself with the b and a will also go with the c. So if I extend on this if this is a, b plus c plus d, then a will multiply itself with a, then it will multiply with c also, then a will also multiply with the d, and so on and so forth if there are n number of terms within the parenthesis. So the same concept will apply to this question here. So if I multiply 5 with the 2, so let's break it down. So 5 times 2x square, I wanted to multiply this 2. So this 5 is constant and this is constant, so constants can be multiplied. So 5 times 2 is equal to 10x squared. So this value will become 10x squared. Now 5 will multiply, so we've multiplied 5 with this. Now we will multiply 5 with this. So 5 multiply with the, oops, not here, we'll multiply with here. So 5 times 5, so this is 5 times 5x. So 5 times 5x, this is going to be 5 times 5 is 25x. So this value will change to 25x. And then the last term, 5 times 6 is 30. So that will be the answer. Sorry guys. So now let's look into another problem. So if it is like this, 5x, and then in the equation it is 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. If the equation is like this, how are you gonna solve this? Now again, same distributive property we will use, in which this 5x will multiply with the 2x squared, 5x you will multiply with this, and then 5x you will multiply with the 6 also. So now if I multiply, let's break it down. So it will be 5x times 2x squared. If I multiply these two terms, again the base are same, the exponents will add up. So that what is the exponent of x? So there is 1, so x raised to the power 2 plus 1, which is 3, and 5 times 2, the constants gets multiplied with them, so with each other. So 2x plus 5 is equal to 10. So this is 10x cube. So this will be a 10x cube, and then if I multiply 5x plus 5x, and then 5, not multiply, sorry, not addition, I should multiply them. So 5x times 5x will give me 5 times 5, again 10, and the bases are same, so exponents of the x's will add up. So this will be x raised to the power 2, so plus 10x raised to the power 2 plus 5 times 6, so 5x times 6 now. So this is the only constant term, there is no exponent, no base and exponent. So this is 6 times 5, constant goes with constant, so 6 times 5 is 30. This will give me 30x. So one of the things which I forgot to talk about when we solve these kind of a questions, the first thing we look into it when we solve this kind of a question, I'm going to rewrite it like 2x squared plus 5x plus 6. So first thing we look at is whether we can simplify within the parenthesis. If there is something we can make it we can solve within the parenthesis. So what do I mean by that? In this question, if I look, are there any like terms? Can I collect those like terms? No, there are no like terms, so I didn't need to simplify it. But if the question looks like this, if I change the question, if it is 2x squared plus 3x squared plus 7, so these two are the like terms, so I can add or subtract them. In this case it is given to us, we have to add them, so I will add these two terms, then open the bracket. So this will give me 3 plus 2, 5 x squared plus 7. Even if you don't add them, you can still solve it. You can still simplify it, and but then it will be more laborious work, more extended work you have to do. So it's better if you add these two terms rather than directly applying the distributive property. So 5x squared plus 7. Now if I simplify this, 5 times 5 is 25 x raised to the power 3 in this case, plus 7 times 5 is 35x. This will be the answer, and I can solve it aside here also. So if I don't add the terms, so let's see what is the answer. So 2x 5x 2x squared plus 3x squared plus 7. So 5 times 2 is 10, x cubed plus 15 x cubed plus 35x. So 10x cubed plus 15x cubed will give me 25x cubed plus 35x. You can still solve the question as I said earlier, but it's always good to simplify within the parenthesis and then solve the rest of the question, simplify rest of the question. So let's look into a couple of more problems. If it is written like this, 5x and then this is x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Now the bases in these three terms are totally different. So now what can I do? If there is nothing in front, it means there is one, there's one here, there's one here. So if I multiply, what can I do? This base and this base is same, so I can add the exponents. X raised to the power 2 plus 1, this is going to give me 3, and this 5 times 1 is 5, and then this 5 goes with 1, this again 5 times 1 is 5, but x and y, because the bases are not same, so I can't do anything. I will just write it as x and y multiply by y square. Same thing in the next step also. I repeat 5x z square. That will be my final answer, and then I can just write it as x raised to the power 3 plus 5x y square plus 5x z square. That's how we can simplify these questions. Now I'm gonna make it a little more complicated. So if you are given a question in which it's written like this, x plus y, and here this is 5x plus 3. If the question looks something like this, how you can simplify this? So I wanted to simplify. So the easier way to simplify this question is, so what you're going to do is you will pick up the first term of the first bracket. So this is the first parenthesis and this is the second parenthesis. So always pick the first term of the first bracket. What is the first term of the first bracket? This is x. Okay, and then multiply it with the complete parenthesis, complete second parenthesis. So what is the complete second parenthesis? That is 5x plus 3. Okay, now pick the second term of the first bracket, which is y, with its sign also. What is the sign with the y? It is positive y, positive. So it's positive y, and then multiplied by the complete second parenthesis. This term, change the color with this 5x plus 3. Now I will just apply the distributive law here and here, which we've learned in 5 minutes ago. So this is x5, 5x times x will give me 5x squared plus this is 3x plus 5 times xy, and then this is plus 3y. So now I'm going to look for the like terms. Are there any like terms in this one? No, these two are not like terms. There's nothing. So I can't further simplify it. So this will be my final answer. So let's I'm running out of the time, so let's take one more problem on this. So if the question looks like x square plus y square, and this is 2x square plus y, that's it. So now I wanted to simplify this one. So what I'm going to do, again I'm going to write x square, and then first term of the first bracket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it little more complicated. Oops, I'm not being able to erase this somehow. There's a technical difficulty in my system. So x square, so I use the first term. Oops, again use the bracket. So x square first term as it is, and multiply it with the complete parenthesis. So what I'm gonna do is So that's throwing me off now. So this is negative y square. So this is the question. Now let's look into this question. So x square, now take the first term as it is and multiply by the complete parenthesis, that is this one, 2x square plus y, and then take the second term, which is negative y square, with its sign. So this is the negative sign, 2x square plus y. So now I wanted to multiply these two together, so this will be 2x raised to the power x square, and x square will become x raised to the power 4 plus y x square, and then this will, if I multiply this with this, you will say this will be 2x square y square, but I'll keep the sign because a negative time and this is a positive time. So if a negative multiply by a positive, the answer will always be a negative. So that's why I'll keep the negative sign here. And then this negative term multiply with the positive term, again negative times positive will give me a negative, so this will be negative y cube. So this is what really important to understand. So my final value will be 2x raised to the power 4. Are there any like terms? So there is, this is 2x square y and this is yx square. So I can further simplify this. So I can, a times b can be written like b times a. So what does that mean? If I write 5 times 6 is, which is 30, and 6 times 5 is also 30. So if it is x square y, that is same as writing y square x. Oh, not y square x, sorry, my apology, yx square. They both mean one and the same thing. So now I can write it as plus x square y minus 2x square y minus y raised to the power 3. So what I'm going to do is 2x raised to the power 4, and this is a negative term, this is a positive term. So if I apply the algebra, so this is a bigger term than this term. So this, the sign will remain, we will subtract these two terms and the sign with the bigger term will prevail in the end. So negative x square y minus y cube, that will be my answer. So hopefully you were able to understand about the multiplication concepts in detail. I'll talk about some more, I'll take some more examples in the next lecture. Right now I'm running out of the time, so I'll finish this lecture right now. I'll see you in the next